This right here is a concerning trend in the fragrance community. A bunch of influencers just got back from some fragrance conventions and started posting that they learned that clone brands are using the same perfumers and fragrance houses as designer and niche fragrances, and that they're using this machine right here to make exact copies of all your favorite fragrances. But the problem with that is they don't realize that they're misleading you. Now, I don't think that these influencers and content creators are trying to lie to you, but what these clone brands are doing is feeding them half-truths, knowing that they'll post about it to help them sell more fragrances. But I'm going to reveal the full truth to you now. Now, it is technically true that clone brands like Lattafa can hire the same perfumers that designer and niche brands use. Like, for example, Teriyaki here is made by Quentin Biche, who's a very popular perfumer. But famous perfumers like Quentin aren't making all their clones, which brings me to my next point, which is people claiming that clone brands are making perfect copies using this machine here, which is a GCMS. This thing basically analyzes chemicals, and if it were easy to use it and then release a copy of a fragrance, then all clone fragrances would be really good, but most of them are terrible. So why is that? Well, there's two reasons for this, and the first one is that a GCMS doesn't just give you a formula for the fragrance. What it spits out looks a little bit like this, which is a list of chemicals, because fragrances, especially ones with natural ingredients, have a ton of chemicals in them. This one here was posted by Fragrance Drama and done by Labtorium, and it's many pages long, and it can be quite difficult to interpret to get the exact formula from. But let's say the clone brand got the exact formula. It doesn't mean they could afford to make the fragrance. That's because some fragrance ingredients are really expensive, and that includes both synthetic and natural ones. And niche fragrance brands are much more likely to use the expensive ingredients because their perfumers usually are given a bigger budget. But clone brands are usually selling fragrances for a lot less money, so they often need to make some pretty serious ingredient substitutions that really change the fragrance.